Shoot. All right, I think we're good to go. This is blended. Is it blended more? Is there more of our? Yeah, there we go. I think we're good. All right, welcome back to the channel, folks. Back with some Monster Hunters. Try it again. Wait. A little more blended. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Back with some MHR Sunbreak. And I was asked to post my Endgame Charge Blade build by a lovely person in the comments in my last video. So I'm bringing this to you today. And I hope you find it useful. I hope you find the build powerful in your in-game journeys, and as always, you can tell me in the comments about your own builds and what you think is proficient and effective. I'm always open to all commentary and suggestions, but you're not here for me to straddle on. You're here to learn about this build. So as you can see, we're sending that 402 attack, 190 water before we even activate Dragon Conversion, which is pretty good. So let's go over skills. Got a attack boost 6, defense boost level 6. Defense boost level 6 gives us all res plus 5 to each element, which goes into Dragon Conversion. I'll explain why I chose defense boost over other things when we get to the trainer area and show some numbers off. A water attack 5 because I currently have a water charge blade equipped. Latin power 4 just came with the set, but it's pretty good at stamina reduction since we'll be guarding and counterattacking to SAD a lot. So gives us 40% affinity while effective. While active rather, and 50% reduced stamina depletion. So we'll be good on blocking and everything like that, and that pairs well with guard. Got guard 4. I think that you can have guard plus 3 and you'll be good as far as, you know, using perfect guard and everything to get off your counterattacks. But unfortunately there's no guard 4 talisman to give us at least 3 levels of guard, so had to use up a slot to put in 2 levels of guard in order to get the 4. You know, guarding is important in Charge Blade playstyle. Crit boost helps us get more damage when we land crits. We'll be using a lot of SADs, but we will mix in some melee attacks, so always helps to have crit boost and weakness exploit. And DPS builds, stamina surge, great. Be doing a lot of guarding, we'll recharge our stamina very quickly. Dragon resistance, part of the set. Using the Valstrex set, Risen Valstrex set, that is, and it comes with dragon resistance, but it's good because it's extremely high, and that's gonna contour to our element damage. That's why that's one of the reasons why our element damage is so high, because dragon resistance on top of the armor's inherent defense, dragon defense, all that's going into Dragon Conversion, which is making our element damage high at base. So it's always good to have good resistance to go into Dragon Conversion for a Dragon Conversion set. If you can manage to get it in there. Stun resistance, always good. It's part of the set. Prevent stun. Furious gives us plus 30 defense and all res at red scroll all that factors into Dragon Conversion. Element Exploit. This affects our SAED damage. All the vile damage that we unleash gives us plus 15% element damage. That does factor into vile damage. Crit element does not, unfortunately. Burst does. Burst does help with the extra damage from SAEDs, but there's a reason why I didn't pick Burst, and we'll discuss that when we get to the training area. Dragon Conversion, as you know, the center of the build. We start off, we get a boost to our elemental damage based on our elemental resistances. We swap the blue scroll. We activate Dragon Conversion for the bonus. That gives us a bonus plus 10, or I think it doubles. I think it doubles almost in blue scroll. And then you swap the red scroll, and all that bonus damage goes to your elemental damage. All that bonus elemental resistance goes into your elemental damage. So great skill. Really don't have any, drawback from using Dragon Conversion. That's why I love it. I recommend it. I have tried out the Strife, Berserk, Mail of Hellfire build. They're pretty much neck and neck, but it's a little harder to manage. You have to have the right setup to basically survive with that build. But I think I'll do a build comparison with those two builds. You can say the Strife Berserk Mail of Hellfire build is much more simpler to use. You just switch the blue scroll and you get all the damage because your health bar is red, so you get the full Strife bonus. But if you get hit, unfortunately your health just basically squirts out like water. It's like a water balloon with a water balloon with a little hole poked through it. That's how bad. But unfortunately the hole is like the size of a quarter. So it's pretty risky. I mean, all you got to do is switch back to stop the bleeding, but that could be risky. But if you have the right palico set up, probably a health palico, it might be manageable, better manageable. But if you're running a team, you're running with a whole team, and you don't have that available, that's why I say it's risky. Strife, if you get hit, if you have red bar in your health gauge, you get a bonus to elemental damage. A larger red bar means more element damage. So we get hit, even if we don't have the full red bar, we still get a good buff to elemental damage with Strife. So Strife is always good for elemental build. Load shells for Charge Blade helps us load up on shells faster. We can load up on yellow instead of red, and we get our full shells. Recovery up, that's part of the talisman that I have that I'm using. Increases health recovery when we restore health. Fire resistance, that's part of the set. More elemental resistance, more element damage. So that's why I decided to plug fire resistance level 2 in. Crucialist Blessing level 2. Bonus 10% attack to water and ice damage. Blood Right, recover health when we hit broken parts. So we're gonna be popping a lot of SAEDs. So as we do that, hit broken parts, Blood Right restores our health, and recovery up gives us more health recovery. So I lucked out on a talisman for that. Bloodlust is here just so I can get the Strife bonus more often. It's at Endgame it's kind of I don't want to say minuscule, but it's it's the attack that you would get from Bloodlust is kind of non-existent, but it helps so we can get more element damage from Strife. So that's why Bloodlust is there. It's kind of like a utility at this point. And we have level 1 Intrepid Heart, because Intrepid Heart is a god tier skill. You know, if we get hit, we absorb damage and we just continue on our motion. If we get hit with a heavy skill, and it reduces a good amount of damage. Level 2 is much better. I'm debating on if I want to put it at level 2. I might, especially because we're doing a lot of SAD. Sometimes we got to take a lot of risk, and we'll get counterattack damage just off of that, so it could be useful. So let's go over our equipment. As mentioned, I'm using a water charge blade. I have full element plus 1 level of attack. I'm using a Risen Valstrike set, and the augments Furious on all the pieces that have dragon conversion on them have Furious in the augment sets. So Furious, we got level 1 level of Strife, Furious, and we have extra slots on our leg pieces, a level 4 and a level 1, which came in clutch. We didn't really need anything else. I think the only thing that would benefit more in this is if I had burst. If I had 1 level of burst, I'll probably get more damage out if I did that. But I wouldn't have the level 4, which kind of might throw things off somewhere. But I'll actually, no, it actually wouldn't, because it's only 1 level. It's only 1 level of, yeah, it's only 1 level. Originally it's a level 3, the legs, but I don't have the plus. I won't have the extra level 1 slot, so I could just put guard there. And if I was fortunate enough to get burst, I would get more element damage out of it. Even just 1 level of burst would add more damage. So our talisman, got Strife plus recovery up, both at level 2 with 3 level 2 slots. So I was able to slot in weakness exploit here, which was very beneficial. So that's it for the armor pieces. So we can go in the training area and show off the numbers. Okay, so in the training area, put that there, lower the head. So Bloodlust, I guess I'll show it off. With Charge Blade, I'm kind of torn between using on using dragon conversion, the bonus dragon conversion, because you still get good damage even at just the base, at base level. You still get good damage off. You get 998. That's without dragon conversion active, but that is with Strife active. So I will switch skills. Well, skill swap. Go to blue scroll. Now, using spinning blade axe is the fastest way to get dragon conversion active on the charge blade. As you can see right now, it's already active. Flip back. So, what we're gonna do is gonna wait for the Bloodlust to refresh so we can see what kind of damage we'll get when fully active. Yeah, so if you've been having a hard time getting dragon conversion active on the charge blade, put spinning blade axe and blue scroll and just do it that way with spinning blade axe, and you'll get it active pretty soon. Okay, so Bloodlust is reactivated. As you can see, high of 1061 on our damage with the strike bonus active. I say I only use Bloodlust basically just to have Strife active. Yeah, you see a high 1061, especially if you could get it on. Especially if you can get it on the right parts, because the files do the most damage on parts that are on the hardest parts of the monster usually. So, as I mentioned, I was going to discuss why I chose Defense. Defense gives all res, which is +5 to each element resistance on the armor. So, all of that basically translates into damage for Dragon Conversion. So, if I change it to burst, which is basically chain, if I change it to that, and I've still got a little bit of Bloodlust active. Hopefully it doesn't go away right away. Oh, I did. Jesus. Okay, just gotta wait for the buff to refresh. Okay, so have that active again. See, it's 1066. 1066 with burst level 2. So, as you can see, it's only what, 5 damage difference between burst and defense 6. So, me personally, I'd rather have the defense 6 than, you know, burst. But we could do this, because I don't think, since we're basically going for a lot of file damage, we're gonna I could probably take off 1 level of Tenderizer and put chain there, and then put back on defense 6. And now let's see what we can do with that. Well, I don't know, maybe Coalescence will probably work too. I think that's another option too, having Coalescence. Still just 1061. Still 1061. Oh, 1084. Yeah, so we got a nice little jump in damage just by doing that, which is pretty good. We're almost at like 1100 just based on that small switch. So maybe we keep it at that, because we do get the bonus affinity from Latin Power. So we can cut down a little bit on affinity damage, on affinity in general, just so we can get more damage from our SAEDs. So that is an option too. I didn't go with Offensive Guard, because Offensive Guard helps with the melee damage. It increases melee damage, but not SAEDs. Not the element damage from an SAED. So that's why I didn't put Offensive Guard into this set. But Offensive Guard is great if you want to get that initial hit from the axe when you let off an SAED, because it's good to land that hit on top of the file damage, because that's a, like, you know, potential 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 hit once it lands. So Offensive Guard is not, you know, out of the question if you like Offensive Guard in your builds. So we looked over the build, we saw some numbers, and I guess we'll do some hunting. And I guess we'll hunt my favorite monster to... Oh, this is new. My favorite monster to fight with the Charge Blade, the Magmadron. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Magmadron, but I find them adorable. I find them fun. And I find Magmadron probably the best monster to learn Charge Blade with. To learn your hit points, your guard points. It has a lot of recovery on a lot of the hits. On a lot of attacks that it does, has a lot of recovery, so you can get SADs off and recover in time to block again into another SAD. So probably a lot of people don't see it that way. I posted a vid about that. A lot of people didn't like that my recommended Charge Blade practice monster was Magmadron, because a lot of people just don't like Magmadron in general. But he's a fun monster. I mean, I know he sucked initially when we first ran into him. Like it sucked because he didn't know how to properly fight the monster. But then, you know, I don't know. I think people still don't like fighting Magmatron, but it's still it's still a good addition to Sunbreak. I'm glad they brought the Magmatron. Some people didn't like Almudron. I had a rough time with Almudron a little bit in base Rise, because I didn't know his pattern, and his hitbox was pretty nasty. His hit zones, where you could hit it, where you can land hits and whatnot, it was a little nasty. But as young hunters must do, must get better at what we do. All right, you're here, but where? There you go. I guess I'll try to get... That's cute. I was supposed to flip back and do something cool, but that didn't happen like that. Where you going? Alright, where are you going now? I don't like this area. You're trying to force me to fight you in, sir. Oh, that's bogus. That's bogus, but what can we do, right? Oh, that's trash. Good damage. There's a lot going on right now, and it's not good. And we just block that out. Can't see anything. All right, got that done. Let's charge our blade. There we go. Interesting. I had no choice. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's do it like this, I guess.
Fear my strength.
How you want to do it? See, look at all this free damage. Why would Magnadron not be your top choice to fight with the charge blade? Doing yourself a disservice by not doing this, especially if you want to learn the charge blade.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, guess we'll do this. Excuse me. That. Do a little bit of that. Where are you, sir? By the time this is done, I'm gonna lose my shield charge. This is not cool. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Guess we'll just do this. Or lose the... Yeah, we're not losing that. Let's get one more beam out of it. There we go. We're gonna damage. We gonna get all our damage. Oh. Okay. Yes, I know my sharpness is at green. It's part of the deal sometimes. What you want to do? What? Bogus. Okay. There you go.
It's all over for you.
There you go. There you go.
Go and go. Fear my strength.
It happens.
Watch out.
Maybe I should sharpen now. Good lord.
Let's fix it. Good job.
Yeah, that works. Come on, Almudron. Like, hit me. I counter-attacked a little too late there.
Go.
All right.
That'll fix her.
So as you can see, we haven't even needed to heal because, you know, we're just counter-attacking. If we get hit, Bloodlust is active and Blood Blight, rather. Ow. You don't do that to me, do that to you. What is that?
Get out of there! Farewell!
Yeah. Oh my God. I didn't think he was gonna do it. Are you gonna do what I need you to do? Yeah.
Go and go!
There you go. All right.
Glad that's over. Sorry, pal.
So the build's pretty solid, as you can see. Oh, we got a mantle. Build's pretty solid. Good damage all around. You know, if it wasn't for probably the defensive resistance, probably easily hit over 1,000 a vial, you know. So solid, has good utility, good damage, good health recovery. It's pretty solid all around. So obviously if I can add more element resistance, we definitely be well over 1,000 a vial fighting Magmadron. But you know, we take what we can get, pretty much.
Success!
But I like the build. The build been holding true for me, even with, you know, level 300 anomalies. Build's been doing solid, so I have no complaints. I hope you know, take this build and, you know, wreck, you know, monsters with it, big bosses, you know, risen elders. You know, I hope you find it useful. This charge blade, my endgame charge blade build, my current endgame charge blade build, elemental build, that is. But I'm going to leave it here, folks. I'd like to thank you for joining me on another Monster Hunter Rise experience. We have Wreck Shop with the Magma Almudron, one of my favorite monsters to fight with the charge blade. As I just demonstrated, you know, we rarely took hits. We can block anytime we want, and we get out good element damage. I want to set up that Berserk versus Dragon conversion video. I'll be working on that in between time, and some other things I want to bring to you outside of Monster Hunter content. That'll be coming up soon too. We also have Monster Hunter Wilds coming up next year, and you know we're gonna be all over that game. Every detail, every bit, every mechanic, we are going to explore every bit of it. I know it's basically supposed to be the sequel to World. I kind of got on World pretty late because it just wasn't the Monster Hunter style I was used to. But being a true Monster Hunter fan, I came back to it, and I had to put my name on it, and, you know, had to bring that content to you guys. So I won't miss Wilds, even if I don't like X, Y, or Z. We're gonna get used to whatever mechanics that Wilds gonna bring us, and we're going to conquer Wilds as well. But as always, tune into the next videos. I'd like to thank you for watching. As always, do the proper thing, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you then. Peace.